Hello students of class 11th, how are you? I hope you all are doing well. So dear students, let us continue with chapter 5, Mother's Day, written by J.B. Priestley. So first of all, let me summarize what I have explained in my last video. So dear students, as of now in this chapter we have seen that this chapter reveals us the condition of a housewife, how she has to undergo many circumstances, but even that condition, she stands with her family. Even sometimes family members, they do not respect the housewife. With the help of this play, the writer J.B. Priestley wants to tell us the condition of a woman. In this story, that victim is Mrs. Pearson. Mrs. Pearson is a woman who has one daughter, one son and a husband. Her daughter and son, whenever, even husband, whenever they come to home, they give order and Mrs. Pearson fulfill their requirement. She prepares food for them, she irons their clothes, she does everything for them, but let alone the respect, even they did not thank her. So with the help of this play, the author wants to reveal the condition of a housewife. Okay students, so what happened next in the story we have seen in this play? A lady whose name is Mrs. Fitzgerald, who lives next to Mrs. Pearson. She asks Mrs. Pearson to be strict, to be hard, and only being strict is the only solution to bring Mrs. Pearson's family member on right path. But Mrs. Pearson was not ready to do. She did not want to make anyone unpleasant, unhappy. She keeps on worrying about her family. So that is why she was not ready for the same. But Mrs. Fitzgerald, she compelled her to do so. So let us go through some more paragraphs of the story and come to know what will happen next. So I hope you all have taken out your book. Now open your book at page number 37. Not 37, it is 35. Okay. In my last video, I explained till page number 34. So now I am going to explain page number 35. So some words from page number 35, some difficult words and their meanings I have written on the board. So please note them down. Flustered. Flustered means agitated or confused. Flustered means agitated or confused. Next word, resent. Resent means feel bitterness. Okay, so I hope you have noted it down. As she is about to rise, Mrs. Fitzgerald reaches out across the table and pulls her down. So when Mrs. Pearson tells Mrs. Fitzgerald that her daughter Doris, her son George Pearson and her husband, they are about to come, and she wanted to leave. But Fitzgerald, she held her hand and made her sit. She did not let her go. Mrs. Fitzgerald, let them wait or look after themselves for once. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald asked her to let them wait, to let her husband, son and daughter wait or look after themselves, at least for once. This is where your foot goes down. This is where, this is the point from where you can start. Earlier she was asking, I don't know from where I should begin. So Mrs. Fitzgerald told her that this is the point from where you should begin. Start now. She lights a cigarette from the one off she had just finished. So she said, starts now. This is the point from where you can start. So you should start now. After having said so, she lights a cigarette from one of from the one she has just finished. Mrs. Fitzgerald, she had just finished a cigarette and now she lights another cigarette. Mrs. Pearson, embarrassed. Now Mrs. Pearson showing an embarrassing expression. Mrs. Fitzgerald, I know you mean well, in fact, I agree with you, but I just can't, and it's no use you trying to make me. So Mrs. Pearson said to Mrs. Fitzgerald that I know what you are saying is correct, is good for me, but I know well, in fact, I agree with you. Further, she said, she agreed with her, but I just can't, and it's no use you trying to make me. And Mrs. Pearson said, but I can't do it, and there is no use of trying to make me like that. I'm not going to behave with them such a way that they feel hurted. I know it wouldn't be able to keep my promise. I know I wouldn't be able to keep my promise. Further, she said she wouldn't be able to keep her promise. What promise? She promised that she would keep hinting them, and one day she would bring them on right path, and they would start respecting her. But she said, I don't think I would fulfill that promise. Mrs. Fitzgerald, then let me do it. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald proposed that she should do it. She said that, so let me do it then. If you can't bring them on right path so that they would give you respect, then let me do it for you. I'll do it for you. Mrs. Pearson, flustered means agitated or confused. Mrs. Pearson, now she was confused, agitated. Oh no, thank you very much. She said, no, thank you very much. Mrs. Fitzgerald, but that wouldn't do at all. But it won't work. What you are planning that you go. Instead of me, you would go at my home and you will teach them a lesson. It won't work. And she did not allow her for that. It couldn't possibly be somebody else. They would resent it at once and wouldn't listen. So they will feel that person. If they would find some other person, so they will feel bitterness and they would resent, they would feel bitterness, and at once they wouldn't listen, they won't listen to that person, to another person. And really I couldn't blame them. And she said, really I could not blame them. I know I would to do it. She said, I know I should do it, but you see how it is. But you see how it is. She looks apologetically across the table, smiling rather miserably. So she said, myself I want to do, but see how it is. So it is, how it would work, I am not sure about that. Okay, and she looks now apologetically, regretfully across the table, smiling rather miserably. Now Mrs. Fitzgerald, coolly, in a polite way, she said, you haven't got the idea. She said, you haven't got the idea. You did not understand what I mean to say. Mrs. Pearson, bewildered. Now she was Mrs. Pearson, bewildered, confused. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you asked me to let you do it. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not get what you really mean. I thought you want you to do it. Mrs. Fitzgerald, I did. He said, yes, I wanted it. I wanted myself to do it, but not as me, as you. Further she said, but I don't want to do it as me. I want to do it as you. So, dear students, the very important point here, from here the story takes a turn. So, Mrs. Fitzgerald tells Mrs. Pearson that she would take them, she would bring them on right path, but not as Mrs. Fitzgerald, but as Mrs. Pearson. This is very important point here, which it will change the whole story. Yes, Mrs. Pearson, but I don't understand. Mrs. Pearson said, but I don't understand. You couldn't be me. How can you be me? You couldn't be me, Mrs. Fitzgerald. You couldn't be Mrs. Pearson. So how you would be bringing them on right path as me? So she said, you couldn't be me. You couldn't be Mrs. Pearson. Mrs. Fitzgerald, coolly, in a calm way, Mrs. Fitzgerald said, we change places. Mrs. Fitzgerald said she would change the places. Oh, really? Bodies? She said, we would change the bodies. Students, Fitzgerald told Mrs. Pearson that they would change their bodies. It means Mrs. Fitzgerald would become Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Pearson would become Mrs. Fitzgerald. So this proposal was given by Mrs. Fitzgerald to Mrs. Pearson. You look like me. Further she said, you would look like me and I look like you and I would look like you. But that's impossible. Mrs. Pearson said, but that's impossible. How can we change our personality? How is it possible? Mrs. Fitzgerald, how do you know? Ever tried it? So how do you know? It is impossible. Have you ever tried it? Further she said, how can you say it is impossible? Have you ever tried it? Mrs. Pearson said, no, of course not. Mrs. Pearson said, no, I haven't tried it. Mrs. Fitzgerald, coolly, in a polite way, she said, I have. You haven't tried it, but I have tried. Not for some time, but still ought to work. She said, not for some time, but it should work. won't last long. But it is not going to last long. It is not for a long time, but long enough for what we want to do. But it is long enough for the purpose which we want to do. What was the purpose? So purpose was to teach Mrs. Pearson's family members that they should behave in a proper manner with Mrs. Pearson. They should respect her, which they were not giving to her. They were not giving any respect to her. So that is why Mrs. Fitzgerald was planning to be Mrs. Pearson and to go to her house and teach them a lesson so that they would respect Mrs. Pearson. But long enough for what we want to do. Learn it out east. Further she said, I have learnt it out east. Of course, where they are up to all these tricks. Further she said, yes, but in the east the people know all such type of tricks. She holds her hand out across the table. Now Mrs. Pearson holds Mrs. Fitzgerald. Mrs. Fitzgerald holds Mrs. Pearson's hand across the table, keeping the cigarette in her mouth, and she keeping the cigarette in her mouth. Give me your hands, dear. She said, give me your hands, dear. Mrs. Pearson, dubiously, well, I don't know, is it right? So Mrs. Pearson, dubiously, once again in a regretful voice, she said, so I am very nervous about it. Nervously, she said nervously, dubiously means nervously. So I am not sure about it. I don't know whether it is right or wrong. So now students, Mrs. Fitzgerald, what she was saying to Mrs. Pearson, she was offering that they would exchange their personality and Mrs. Pearson would become Mrs. Fitzgerald and Mrs. Fitzgerald would become Mrs. Pearson. Then as Mrs. Fitzgerald would go to Mrs. Pearson's house, Mrs. Pearson's home, and she would teach her family members a lesson. Now turn the next page. So please turn over page number 36. So let me first write down meanings of some difficult words, some difficult word meanings. Okay. So then I'll explain this page today. So dear students, so these are some hard words and their meanings from page number 36. Okay, so please note them down. Lax. Lax means relaxed. Complacently. Complacently means showing smug, showing self-satisfaction, satisfied. Grimly. Grimly means in a depressing manner. Okay, students? So I hope you all have written these words and their meanings. Okay, now look at page number 36. Mrs. Fitzgerald, it's your only chance. She said, it's your only chance. Give me your hands and keep quiet a minute. She said, now give me your hands and keep quiet a minute. Just don't think about anything. She said, now don't think about anything. Taking her hands, now look at me. She said, she took her hands and told her to look at me. They stared at each other muttering. Now Mrs. Fitzgerald and Mrs. Pearson, they were staring at each other, and she was muttering, Mrs. Fitzgerald was muttering, Arshattadam, Arshattalam, Arshattalam Dambona. Then by taking Mrs. Pearson's hand in her hand, Mrs. Fitzgerald, she was muttering, she muttered, Arshattadam, Arshattalam, Arshattalam Dambona. So some type of mantras she muttered. Now students, what happened? So let us go through some instructions how we should perform, how we should stage this scene on a platform. The writer tells us this little scene should be acted very carefully. The writer tells us this little scene of exchanging the personality. So now both ladies are going to exchange their personality. Now Mrs. Fitzgerald would become Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Pearson would become Mrs. Fitzgerald. So this little scene should be acted very carefully. We are to assume that the personalities change bodies. So here we have to assume that the personalities change bodies. After the spell has been spoken, both women, still grasping hands, go lax. So after this muttering, after the spell has been spoken, both women, they were still holding hands, they go relaxed, as if the life were out of them, as if there is no life in their body. Then both come to life, then suddenly they both come to life, but with the personality of each other. But now personality of both the women exchanged. Now Mrs. Pearson became Mrs. Fitzgerald and Mrs. Fitzgerald became Mrs. Pearson. Each must try to adopt the voice and mannerism of the other. Yes, because they were just opposite to each other in their manner, in their voice. So that is why the writer tells us in this scene, each should be very careful about their mannerism now. They must copy their manners. So now Mrs. Pearson is bold and dominating, and Mrs. Fitzgerald is nervous and fluttering. Now because Mrs. Fitzgerald, she took the personality of Mrs. Pearson, and Mrs. Pearson, she took the personality of Mrs. Fitzgerald. So that is why the writer says that now Mrs. Pearson is bold and dominating, while Mrs. Fitzgerald is nervous and fluttering. Now they both changed their personality. Mrs. Fitzgerald became Mrs. Pearson, and Mrs. Pearson became Mrs. Fitzgerald. Mrs. Pearson, now with Mrs. Fitzgerald personality. Now students, from here you should remember that now Mrs. Pearson is in Miss Fitzgerald's personality, and Mrs. Fitzgerald is in Mrs. Pearson's personality. They both exchange their personality. Okay. See what I mean, dear. She notices the cigarette. So Mrs. Pearson, she said she was not in really she was not Mrs. Pearson. She was Mrs. Fitzgerald. She said, what really I mean, dear. Here you don't want that, and you don't want that. She snatches it and puts it in her own mouth, puffing contentedly. Now she snatches the cigarette and she puts the cigarette in her mouth. Mrs. Pearson in the Mrs. Fitzgerald in the form of Mrs. Pearson. Mrs. Fitzgerald, now with Mrs. Pearson's personality, looks down at herself and sees that her body had changed and gives a scream of fright. And Mrs. Pearson, when she saw her body was changed and she was looking like Mrs. Fitzgerald, she shouted. She gave a scream of fright. Mrs. Fitzgerald, with Mrs. Pearson's personality, oh, it's happened, she said. Mrs. Fitzgerald, with Mrs. Pearson's personality, she said, it happened. Mrs. Pearson, now complacently. It is complacently, beta. It is not an. Okay. So it is wrong here. It is only complacently. Okay, beta. So please correct that one. Complacently, she said, of course, it's happened. She said in a complacently means showing a smug, self-satisfied. She said, oh, it's done, it's happened. Now it's happened. Very neat. Didn't know I had in me, and I didn't know that who is in me, I had in me. Oh, to whom I am having in me. Mrs. Fitzgerald, alarmed, cautious. But whatever shall I do, Mrs. Fitzgerald? George and the children can't see me like this. She said, George and children cannot see me like this. Mrs. Pearson, now keep remember that they have changed their personality. So Mrs. Pearson, grimly, in a depressing manner, they aren't going to. That the point, they will have me to deal with only. They won't know me. So Mrs. Pearson said, my family would not accept me in this form. Then Mrs. Fitzgerald told, so you are not going to your home now. I would go in the form of Mrs. Pearson. Mrs. Fitzgerald, still alarmed, still cautious. But what if we can't change back? It would be terrible. Mrs. Fitzgerald, who in really Mrs. Pearson is really Mrs. Pearson. She said, what happened if we won't be able to exchange, come in our real position once again? Mrs. Pearson, here steady. Mrs. Pearson here firm, if you had to live my life, it wouldn't be so bad. He said, Mrs. Pearson, if you would have to live my life, it is not bad. Okay, you would have more fun as me than you have had as you. So you would enjoy more as Mrs. Fitzgerald if you have to live the life of Mrs. Fitzgerald. Mrs. Fitzgerald. Yes, but I don't want to be anyone else. He said, yes, but I don't want to be anyone else. Mrs. Pearson, now stop worrying. It's easier changing. Back, I can do it anytime we want. So she said, don't worry about that. I can change the personality once again whenever I want. Mrs. Fitzgerald, well, do it now. So Mrs. Fitzgerald, now with Mrs. Pearson's personality, she said, now then do it now. Okay, so this is very interesting play, students, very humorous. So we will enjoy a lot in the coming paragraphs. Okay, students, so this is all about today's video. So I'll explain the rest part, some more paragraphs of this chapter of this play in my next video. So thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.